How y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Happy Sunday, Mary Bray. How you doing? I know it's a little early for me, but hey, you got the notifications. Yeah, yeah, yep. It's a busy week. Got some stuff going on. It's different this week, so yeah. I'm trying to get my session in as best as I can with everything that I've got so we can still study. And I dropped my AirPod. All right. So, hey, for everybody who is on, who is going to come on, y'all double tap in. Double tap in, and let me know what program of study you're in. Um, LPN, RN, BSN, associate, bridge, accelerated, for those who dare do that. Yeah. Hey, Kiana. Hey, Deborah. So, those are our YouTubers that are on as well. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Oh, happy day. I'm just going to let everybody on the book know that we're studying now, too. And come on in. Let's start with some fractions. A lot of people are scared of fractions, but how you going to be scared of something that's not even whole? My God. It's broken. Come on. Let's do this. Y'all let me know what program you're in. RN, BSN, LPN, Bridge, all of that. All of those good things. And we'll get started here shortly. Hey, Jazzy. Okay, Chanelly. Did I say that right? It looks like Chanelly. Hello, hello. Yes, everybody come in. Let's double tap so we can stimulate the algorithm and let other students know that we're studying. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right. Starting the week off on a good foot. It's gonna be a long week, y'all. I love. I'm so excited because my sister-in-law and my brother are getting married. I'm like, oh shoot. So I will be going to Atlanta, and they're getting married on Wednesday. So for this Wednesday coming up, I will not have a session, but nevertheless, there are replays on the YouTube channel. There are problems broken down on the YouTube channel. There are practice questions on the website, okay? So you won't be without, but just know Wednesday I won't be here because I'll be in Atlanta. I always need math refreshers since math has always been intimidating to me. You doing your DMP. Okay, Dr. Deborah. Hey, come on. Come on. Love it. So if you haven't been here before, just know that I don't do math. I know we're talking about dosage calculations, but we don't do math. We do puzzles here, okay? So all of the questions that we're doing, we'll be doing with dimensional analysis for the most part, unless somebody requests it. That I do it a different way. Dimensional analysis can be confusing at first, but it's good for those who aren't very good at math. It's good for those who really don't know what's going on in the problem, the way that I teach it or study with you, because I'm not a teacher. I do have my BSN, but I don't have a master's in education. Okay. um, in nursing. So I am a tutor. I do private tutoring sessions as well. So the way that we go over this is like a puzzle. We're putting together puzzle pieces, okay? All right. I'm looking for this so I can post it. Boom. Here we go. Aha. And then we can get ready and go ahead and solve this problem. Y'all like fractions? I like fractions. Can we please do some safe dose range? I think I got some. What time am I getting off tonight? I'll probably be on here for about like an hour today, okay? Grains. Do I have any grains? What, Crystal? Are you talking about like 3/4 grains equals like how many milligrams or something? Is that what you're talking about? I watched your videos and passed my dosage test. Thank you, because I was having a hard time. Hey, Cozy Corner. Congratulations. That's what's up. Love to see it. Yeah, if y'all are passing, you have victories, small or large. We want to celebrate you because that's something to celebrate, you know? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we don't do math, Deborah. We do puzzles. We can do puzzles. Puzzles and cookies, man. Puzzles are less intimidating than the word math, right? Because that's not what we do. The only math that we're going to do is at the end when we multiply and divide, okay? All right. I keep missing this. Carrie, you're here. You are here. Some book practices. Okay. All right, let's do it. So I do want to let y'all know that I do have an IV course that I recently put on my site. It has videos in it showing you the whys and the hows of what an IV therapy is. So I believe that when you understand what's going on in the question, it kind of helps you to better guide you to how to solve the math for it. So that's on there. Video breakdown is on there. Step-by-step guide is on there. There are quizzes after each section. So it's flow rate, drops per minute, and weight based. So 3 major sections with 4 videos a piece of different problems broken down, quizzes and practice questions. So it's there for the taking if IV drips and drops flow rates is what's bothering you. More stuff to come. So just be on the lookout. It is on the website www.abrntutoring.com. All right, let's do this. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got 2/3 quart equals how many milliliters? All right, so we know that when we read the question, the first thing that we want to do is see what it's asking me to find. So that's going to be our goal, okay? So our goal is to find milliliters, okay? So now we need our puzzle pieces. The puzzle pieces are your conversions that you know, your metric conversions, household, what's in the problem is 2/3 quarts. So that's automatically a puzzle piece, okay? So 2/3 quart, okay? Let me move this over so I can write right. Right. All right. So then we got 2/3 of a quart is a puzzle piece. Now we need to go from quarts to milliliters. So what do we know about quarts? I know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. I know that 1 pint equals 2 cups. I know that 1 cup equals 8 ounces. Or I know that 1 cup equals 240 milliliters. Not everybody knows that 1 cup equals 240 milliliters. So I'm just showing you how to do the ultimate breakdown to go step by step, okay? So this is taking the things that you know, that you have memorized, and putting it on the side so you can see what you're working with, okay? And so last thing I know is that 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. All right. So boom. If I'm looking for milliliters, I am always going to start with what it is that I'm looking for. That's going to be the first step. So if you struggle with setting up your dimensional analysis problems, this is how we do it. I start with what it is that I'm looking for. I don't care what the order is, what is this, what's that, what's given, what's have, what's desired, all of that. What is this asking me to find? If I start with what I'm looking for, I don't have to go and find it, okay? So this puzzle piece right here has milliliters in it. So I'm going to make milliliters my first thing that I start with, and it's going to be on the top, okay? So 30 milliliters equals 1 ounce, okay? In real life, you use a puzzle piece 1 time, in the puzzle. You don't split it and cut it in half if it doesn't fit. And then one puzzle piece is that same puzzle piece. So if you flip it, move it to the side, rotate it, whatever, it's still that puzzle piece. So that's the same thing. So people like flip out when I say, okay, we're going to put this on the top. Yes, it's still that puzzle piece, no matter what's on the top or what's on the bottom. Things work in relation. That's how dimensional analysis goes. So our goal is to get milliliters and only milliliters. So the way that we're going to go next is we're going to line up the units that are not a part of the goal. What's on the top cancels out with what's on the bottom. And we want everything else to cancel out because we already got what our goal is asking, all right? So if I've got ounces on the bottom, I need ounces on the top. That's this puzzle piece right here. So 8 ounces is 1 cup. All right. So now I've got cups at the bottom. I'll put cups at the top. That's this puzzle piece. 2 cups is 1 pint. Cups crosses out. Now I've got pints at the bottom and I need pints at the top. So 2 pints is 1 quart. That's this puzzle piece, right? And you see how I go from step to step and I cross my units out as I go from step to step, okay? That's how you know what comes next. If it's on the bottom and it's not a part of the goal, well, I know it's going to need to go to the top, okay? And then the last thing that we have left is the quarts, right? So we've got 2/3 quarts. Oh, but it's a fraction. Keep it like it is. Isn't 2 on the top and 3 on the bottom? So we got 2/3 quarts. And everything is gone now except for what it is that we're looking to solve. And that's milliliter. And where's my calculator? Here we go. So we'll do 30. So we multiply all of your numbers across the top, all of the numbers across the bottom, divide the top and the bottom. And I do this by using my calculator. I don't really like to write all the numbers down because some of those numbers are really long and they have a lot of zeros. And I know y'all are taking time tests. So if you're trying to save on making mistakes or with time, I do the calculator trick. And I made a video about it on my YouTube channel. So if you don't pick it up from the live, you can look at it there, okay? So we're going to put in all of our numbers across the top by entering multiply in between. Once I get to that end of that last number on the top line, I'll hit divide. And then I'll put in all of my numbers on the bottom and I'll hit divide in between those. And I'll press the equal sign 1 time and get the answer. That comes in real good handy when we do these weight-based problems, okay? So we'll do 30 times 8 times 2 times 2 times 2. Divide by 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. I don't enter all those ones because anything times 1 is going to be itself, right? Don't put the ones in. You're just wasting time. 3. So I got 640 milliliters. What y'all think about that? Okay, Miss Dr. Deborah has 640 on YouTube. And this is streaming on my YouTube channel right now. So once we get done studying, it will be available for you to do the replay. If you miss something, you're like, wait, go back. You can look at it on the replay. And when you go, make sure you like and subscribe, please. And thank you. All right. You say you love it, Carrie. I love it too. I didn't like this way in school. I'll tell you that. It just was not fun to me back then because I didn't understand what was next, what was on top, what was on the bottom, how to set. I understand what was next, what was on top, what was on the bottom, how to set. Come study with me. All right. How did I memorize conversions? We'll talk about that, Gabriella. Remind me to, okay? All right, so let's do this and then we'll talk about conversions for a second. All right, so this is one of the problems that you can't really do with dimensional analysis because there are formulas for this one. Like somebody scientific came up with a scientific formula. And if I show you the formula, you're gonna freak out. But I'm going to show you the formula so you can freak out, and then we can calm back down because there's another way to do it, okay? So this is finding the fluid volume maintenance for your pediatric patients. So how much IV fluid do they need in a whole day to maintain their vascular volume, okay? So for a patient who weighs 18.6 kilograms, there are 3 different formulas. So if they weigh less, they weigh 10 kilograms or less, so 10 kgs or less, they get 100 milliliters per kg, okay? If they are more than 10 kgs, well, yeah, and to 20, then they get 50 milliliters per kg plus that 1,000 milliliters from that first formula. So that first 10, and then you have to subtract what it is left, and that's what you use for the 50. If they are greater than 20 kgs, then they get 20 milliliters per kg, and that's for every kilogram that's over the 20. And so for this one right here, this is for every kilogram that's over the 10, okay? Plus the 1,500 that you would have gotten from the first formula. All right, so this looks a little bit like, what in the world, right? Okay, so we gonna show you the hard way. So when we see the other way, it can be like, oh, all right. So this patient weighs 18.6 kgs, okay? Thank you so much, Tarina, for the rose. I appreciate it. Y'all double tap in, double tap in. All right, so 18.6 kgs. So that's gonna be this one right here. So we know that they're automatically going to get 1,000 milliliters plus 50 milliliters per kg, and that's for every kg over 10. So we'll do 18.6, which is the weight, and then we subtract 10 kgs, okay? And so they have 8.6 kgs left. This is what we're going to use for this part right here, okay? So that's going to be 50 mLs per kg times 8.6. And your kilograms cross out, and that's going to give you your milliliters. So 50 times 8.6 is 430 mLs. And then we add that 1,000, okay? So you see that 1,000 that was in the formula. So total, they will get 1,430 mLs per 24 hours, okay? That seemed like a lot. Seem like a lot. So the way that we're going to do it is the exact same way, but we're not going to memorize these long formulas. I don't like memorizing extra stuff. That's why I don't like desired over have, because you have to know the formulas and you have to pick it out and apply it to whatever situation that is in. With these puzzle pieces, they're just the puzzle pieces. You see what it's asking you, you set it up and cross out your units. So if you find dimensional a little bit shaky or a little bit frustrating for you, come study with me for a little bit. I promise you, it'll change your life. Okay. Pediatric scare me, Dr. Davis. We're not being afraid of fractions, which are not whole, and little kids, which aren't even grown. Okay. Don't let those babies scare you. So look, so we are going to divide this into 10 kg, 10 kg, and the rest, okay? So the first 10, we know that from that formula, we multiply that by 100 milliliters, okay? The second kg, we will multiply, the second 10 kg, we will multiply by 50. And then if they had some left over, let's say they were like 23 kgs. So the rest of it will be multiplied by 20. Okay, so the first 10, the second 10, and then what's left over. So the first 10 kgs is multiplied by 100, the second is by 50, and then the third is by 20. So our problem right here, we're going to break it down with 10 kg, and then 8.6 is the second. All right, so that's all together equals 18.6. So the first 10 will be multiplied by 100, the second by 50. And see, that's all you got to do instead of putting it into a long formula. Boom. So, of course, this is 1,000. That is 430. So together it is in a whole day. Come on. 24-hour. Can't do weight based. Yeah, I love weight based. So does that make sense? Would you rather memorize the formula, or would you rather kind of break it down by your 10, and then the rest, and then do 100, 50, and 20? I think I like the second way. Ooh. I like the second way. You have a drop factor test tomorrow. Also, do you like the ratio way of doing? Kay, I did love the ratio way. That's what I used in school. But if you're not good at math, then the ratio way, it could be confusing. Hey, Trinette, how you doing? All right. So moving on. I just like to kind of throw in different things, you know. You passed. Oh, shucks. Congratulations. Deborah said I like doing this way. Is this because to get from kg to milliliter, you multiply by 100? Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's per kilogram of body weight determines the amount of fluid that you would need. So the first 10, you would need 100. The second 10 would need 50, and then the rest would need 20. You passed on the first try. I'm proud. Yeah, this is for LPNs as well. LPNs and RNs, pharmacy students, optometry, dental, pharmacy technicians, because that's what I was before I was a nurse. So all of that, okay? All of it, all of it, all of it. And don't forget, you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel. It's the same name, A Blessed RN, across all socials. Okie dokie. So a provider has ordered drug P, 2.5 milliequivalents per kilogram per day by mouth in equal doses every 6 hours to a child who weighs 85 pounds. Available is drug P, 40 milliequivalents per 15 milliliters. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? All right, y'all. So we've read the question. What's the first thing that we do after we read the question is find out what is this question asking me to solve for. That's the goal. So what is our goal? Y'all let me know in the comments. I cried a little when the teacher, yes, tears of happiness. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. Wait a minute. Okay, what's the goal, y'all? What is this asking us to find? Hey, Lantra. Toodles. Yes. Toodles. I am an old soul. Okay, so the question is asking us for milliliter per dose. Okay, so that is what we're looking for. When it gives you, when it tells you the question of what it's asking for, make sure you get everything that it's asking you for, nothing more and nothing less. So this is asking for milliliter per dose because it very well could have asked for milliliter per day, milliliter per minute, milliliter per hour, whatever per whatever. So you make sure you're getting the whole thing. This is important because that's your goal. That's what you want your equation to look like. That's what's going to help you weed through the fluff and what's going to get your puzzle pieces together. Okay, so this is a weight-based problem. For your weight-based problems, you need the 3 P's. You need the patient's weight, you need the prescription, and you need the product, which is going to be the concentration of the medicine. Okay, so our first P is the weight. It's 85 pounds. Okay, then our prescription is what the doctor ordered, right? So 2.5 milliequivalents per kilogram per day. So that is the total amount of milliequivalents that they should receive in the total day, right? Isn't the goal asking us for milliliters per dose? But this is for the whole day. That means we need to look at the frequency to see how many doses are in the day. Okay, so it says in equal doses every 6 hours. So that's the frequency. When you see something that has BID, TID, or QID in it, Or if it says every in front of it, every 8 hours, every 6 hours, every 4 hours, that's the frequency. The frequency is how many times you would give a dose in a day. So because our order had the whole amount for the day, and our goal is telling us that we need to find the milliliter per dose, we will need the frequency for this problem. So every 6 hours is when we're supposed to be given a dose. So if there are 24 hours in a day and we have a dose given every 6 hours, how many doses are in a day? We find that by doing 24 hours divided by 6 hours. So 24 divided by 6 is going to be 4. So in one day, we have 4 doses. Okay? All right. So now the last P is your concentration of your medicine. All right. That's 40 MEQs, not MEGs, not meg stallions. It's milli equivalents. Okay. Everything can't be measured in milligram or microgram or unit. Okay. Some of your electrolytes like potassium have to come in milli equivalents. So if you see a change in the unit of measure that the medicine comes in, don't let that stop you, because what's on the top is going to be on the bottom and it's going to cross out, because that's not the goal, is it? Okay? It could be booty boots or tooty toots, whatever. You don't have to know what it is. Just know it's going to cross out. All right? Boom. So if we're looking for milliliters, what are we going to start with? We're going to always start with what you're looking for if you study with me. It makes it easier, because if you start with what you're looking for, everything else has to come behind it and be crossed out. Okay. So I'm looking for milliliters. So I'm going to start with milliliters. It's going to be the first thing I use, and it's going to be on the top. We set our problems up depending on what the goal tells us that it wants. It wants milliliters on the top and it wants dose on the bottoms. So we're going to put our puzzle pieces so that it matches the picture on the puzzle box. All right. So 15 milliliters is 40 milli equivalents. What's together stays together. Don't separate stuff. Okay. Boom. So now we've got milli equivalents on the bottom. We need milli equivalents on the top. So that's this one. 2.5. Oh, my 5 got messed up. Milli equivalents per kg per day. You see, all of that was together. We keep it together. All right. So now we already got milliliter at the top. We're making our way to dose on the bottom. Okay. So we've got kg and day on the bottom. Neither one of those are part of the goal. So I'm going to do my kgs first. So I've got my weight in pounds. So we need a conversion, right? Do I convert before I put it in the equation? No, because sometimes you get funky decimals. You get long numbers. You don't know when to cut it off. You don't know when to round. Don't worry, because if you put the conversion inside the equation, the math is going to math. And all you have to do is worry about rounding at the end. Extra steps, more steps you take, more mistakes you're liable to make. All right. So boom, 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. 85 pounds will go on the top. And because it's by itself, I just put it over 1. Okay. And then the last step is to get rid of day. So 1 day is going to go on the top over 4 doses. And now you've got milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. Questions? Is there any way to get alerted when you go live? Ching, the trucker. Okay. Cluck, cluck, chicken truck. If you if you are a subscriber or follower, then you should get the notifications. All right, so I'm going to solve in my calculator. I'm going to enter in 15 times 2.5 times 85 divided by 40 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. And that is going to give me 9.05 something, something, something or rather. And it tells us at the end that we need to round to the nearest tenth. Okay, some y'all don't like the round and you're going to get it cut. You're going to get it counted off. Some y'all don't like the label and you're going to get it counted off. Round and label. Give it what it wants, okay? Excuse me, I had a hiccup. All right. So if I'm rounding to the 10th, I'm going to start at the 10th place and I'm going to go to his neighbor on the right. If that number is 4 or below, it's a no-go. That means it will stay and then the rest of it will fall off. If it's 5 or more, we're going to raise the score by 1. Okay. So this is going to be 9.1 and nothing else comes after that. And that's going to be milliliter per dose. Does this make sense? Can I do another one? I think I got another one. This is so simple and clear. Thank you, Melly-Ann. I'm glad it makes sense to you. Rizzo said, thank God for pharmacy. Listen, pharmacy is great and all, but shoot, when they do a cyber attack and everything is on paper, I mean, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I came off the road last year. My first semester is almost done. You're going for your associates. All right. Congratulations on your nursing school journey. This was a great breakdown. Thank you, Trinette. I'm glad. If y'all like this and other content that I have, you can go on my YouTube channel. And there are problems broken down like such. I have a website and there are practice questions on there. I'm adding quizzes as we speak. I got a wedding come up this week. So once that's done out the way, then I can add some more content. If you have an IV problem and it doesn't make sense, I explain it just like this, just like I'm doing, with problems, with videos, with practice questions, with quizzes, and with the step-by-step guide. And you can access it and print out the information that you need. So it's on my website, abrntutoring.com, if you would like to take advantage of that. Okay. Boom. I got my dosage calc exam in 2 weeks. That's what's up. So wait a minute. Can you focus? Can you go from engineering to nursing? You can do whatever you want to, focus. Heck yeah, you can. So do nurses do this in every day? Not necessarily this type of problem, but maybe like the safe doses in pediatric and heparin problems. I know for a fact I checked my heparin. And we had to with the bivalirudin because you had to change it by the percent of what the anticoagulation studies were. You just made it make sense now. Thank you. You're welcome, Nurse Juicy McFat. Oh Lord, I said that out loud. The universe sending you my way, peds dose. Okay, let's continue on. Yes, I'm glad you're here. Y'all let me know what program you're in if you have just came on. And we're gonna continue on. Nisha, you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. Y'all look, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share, all of that good stuff. Help me help you. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're amazing for helping others. You're welcome. I got an 84 on my first dosage calc and I needed an 80. Oh, shoot. That's what's up. Congratulations. You got one on the 30th. Okay. Can I do I'm coming, y'all. I got my first exam on Tuesday. All right, Spencer, let's get it. All right. A provider orders drug A, 80 micrograms per kilogram per day to a patient, to be given every 6 hours for 7 days for a patient that weighs 32 kilograms. Drug A is available in the concentration of 10 milligrams per 2 milliliters. How many milliliters per day will be administered? Okay, we read the question. What's the goal? Y'all let me know what the goal is in the comments. What are we looking for? College of Western Idaho and a concurrent BSN program at another. Well, look at you, Ashley English. Come on, student. Love it. I love to see it. Post on the website now. Milliliter per day. Okay, absolutely. Goal. Milliliter is my dad calling me back. I had to call him back. Hold on. Hey, Dad. I was giving you a call back, but I'm doing a live session real quick. Can I call you when I get done? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. All right. That's my dad. All right. Made me scribble on the screen. Okay, here we go. Goal. milliliter per day. So we want milliliters to go on the top and day to go on the bottom, okay? So, what are our puzzle pieces? Remember, this is a weight-based question, so we need the 3 P's. Patient's weight, the prescription, and your product. You've been out of school for 9 years and this is taking me back. Okay. Does it still ring a bell, or is it? What type of nurse are you? I see you got your BSN as well. I was med-surg. Don't hate on med-surg. I love med-surg. I worked with nephrology people, well, patients, and I was an orthopedic nurse and I traveled as well. Med-surg. I liked it. I really did. Okay. All right. So 32 kgs is a patient's weight. The prescription is 80 micrograms per kilogram per day. So look at that piece right there, right? That is microgram per kilogram for the whole day. Isn't the goal to see how many milliliters we're going to give in a day? So since the order has the whole day supply in it, do we need the frequency? Because are we trying to see how many milliliters per dose? So this and the duration, because that's what 7 days is, how long you would give it, it's going to be fluff in this case. So that's how you use your goal and your pieces in the puzzle to see what you need. Does that kind of make sense or make it clear when it's day versus dose? All right, and then our last puzzle piece is going to be the product. So the concentration of your medicine. All right, cool. All right, so let's solve it. Yes, we love to motivate here. No fear, no tears. Defeat dosage 2024. Oh my God, the year's almost done. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. So if we're looking for milliliters, what do we start with? We start with what we're looking for, right? Okay, so that's this puzzle piece right here. I'm going to flip it so that my milliliters are on the top, because why? That's what the goal told me to do. So I'll do 2 ml over 10 mg. Okay. So boom, I've used that. So now I know that my milligrams have got to go, okay? So do we have a puzzle piece with milligrams in it? No, we don't. We have micrograms. And we know we can't put a microgram on top of a milligram because it's smaller than a milligram by 1,000 times. So remember, the units must be the same to go on the top and the bottom. Exactly. So now, I do gotta cover micrograms, and you do gotta convert. So we'll do 1 milligram, because we want milligrams to go on the top so that they'll cancel out, is 1,000 micrograms. Okay, milligram crosses out. So now we got micrograms at the bottom. I can put my micrograms in this puzzle piece at the top. So 80 mics per kg per day. You see how I'm labeling my units while I write the number next to it. That's how you know what's coming next. So if you're having problems and you're just writing the numbers in there, the math is going to math. The units guide you, okay? So you need to write your units so you know what to put next and what to cross out, okay? So now we got kgs and day at the bottom. Day is part of the goal, so it can stay, but the kgs have got to go. And we already got it converted into kgs. So 32 kg over 1, it's by itself. It's not in a relation to anything. So quit trying to make everything have something to it. You know what I'm saying? 32 kilograms does not equal a day. A day is 24 hours, okay? So it's just by itself. And now we can solve, because everything is gone except for milliliters at the top and day at the bottom. So we'll do 2 times 80 times 32 divided by 10 divided by 1,000. And that's going to be 0.512. Our directions tell us to round to the nearest tenths place. So this is the tenths place. We go to its neighbor. It is 4 or below, so it's a no-go. So our answer is 0.5 milliliters per day. Does this make sense? Anybody have any questions? I see you, Gabriella. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, y'all liking this so far? Let me know. Talk to me. Talk to me now. Let me know what's going on. Is this making sense to you? Because dosage calculations don't have to be hard when you're doing puzzle pieces. Does not have to be hard. Somebody's knocking on my door. Alrighty, so somebody was asking me about how they can remember your conversions, right? Yes, it's helpful. Milliliter per day. Can I see? Yeah, you can say I'm the bougie nurse. Thank you. I've been struggling. Okay, you're welcome. You tried to teach yourself this all summer. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, Reese. Hey, Reese, what's going on? All right, so listen, for your conversions, I've got a conversion sheet on my website. What is it? Right there. That's where you can get everything that I upload for free resources, okay? And you can print it. So I like to group it together. And it makes it make more sense because usually when you start school, they give you like the whole conversion thing. And it's just like, So group stuff together to kind of make it make sense. Just like when you're studying for pharmacology, don't study individualized drugs. You group things together. You find commonalities. That's what's going to help, okay? Somebody's upset that they can't come in here with me. I'm sorry. All right, so listen, if we're trying to figure out the microgram and milligram and gram type of thing, because that's what you're going to use for most of your dosage calc problems, okay? So we know that gram is the base unit, so that's going to be 1, okay? So then we know we have milligram, and then we have microgram, and then the biggest one is kg, okay? So if you have a gram, let's say that it's a cookie, okay? 1 cookie is 1 gram. So if you smash that cookie, you'll have 1,000 little crumbs, okay? So 1,000 crumbs is the milligrams. So 1,000 milligrams crumbs come together to make a gram-sized cookie, okay? So 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So say you got one of these crumbs that you picked up and you smashed it down even further to like little residue pieces, little micro size pieces. That's 1,000 of those. So 1,000 micro size pieces come together to make a milligram. 1,000 milligrams come together to make that big gram cookie. And say you went shopping at Sam's or Costco and you got a big container of cookies. So remember, this is 1 cookie right here. You got 1 container that has 1,000 cookies in it. So you see all of them are separated by the factor of 1,000. 1,000 grams is 1 kg. 1,000 milligrams is 1 gram. 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. There is a mnemonic for not mnemonic, for matrix conversions that King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. But like I said, after that first test, you don't really see like the deci, the hepta, the heca, and all of that in there. So these are the main ones that you'll see that you'll use a lot, okay? All right, so then we've got your household stuff, right? So you've got your teaspoon, your tablespoon, and your ounce. All right, so all of these are available in milliliters. So 5, 15, 30. There is a nice little video that's pinned on top of my TikTok that I implore you to go and look at. It's to the tune of OJ the Juice Man and Gucci Man. But teaspoon, tablespoon, then an ounce, 5, 15, 30. And so then you need to remember it like this as well. 3, 2, 1. Takes 3 teaspoons to make a tablespoon. Makes 2 tablespoons to make an ounce. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. So that is household. So then we also need like the cups, the pints, and the quarts and gallons and stuff, right? So 1 cup is going to be 8 ounces. Okay. And then we know that 2 cups is 1 pint. 2 pints is 1 quart. 4 quarts is 1 gallon. Okay. So you see it's like 1, 2, 2, 4. So 2 cups is 1 pint. 2 pints is 1 quart. 4 quarts is 1 gallon. So yes, it's recorded, y'all. It's recorded on my YouTube channel. And we're streaming live right now. So once we get done studying, then you can go back and review all of this. And then, like I said, I got the study sheets, like where it's kind of grouped together in different groupings, so you can see it. It kind of help memorize it. Of course, we know that we need 1 kg is 2.2 pounds, and then 1 pound is 16 ounces. Those, I don't have any nifty things for that. You just gotta know it. What else? Oh, the grains. Okay, so that's apothecary. Okay, so apothecary for grains. So we know I'll use it as like a clock. Okay, don't laugh at my circle because it might not be perfect. Oh, that's actually decent. Okay, so this is your clock. So 12, 3, 6, and 9, right? And then you got the little circle in the middle. So this is your hour, right? So 60 minutes or 60 milligrams is going to be 1 grain. Okay. All right. So if you had the long hand on the 3, which is 15 minutes, right? So that's a quarter after. So isn't this how you write a quarter? So 1/4 grain is going to be 15 milligrams. If your long hand was on half past, so half a grain is going to be 30 milligrams. If your I got a little shaky. So if it was 3/4, right? So 3/4 pass is going to be 45 milligrams. That's like 45 minutes, right? And then if you're back at the hour, 60 milligrams is 1 grain. I think that's it. Is that it? I think that's it. Is that it, y'all? That's the main ones? I'm trying to think on the spot because y'all put me on the spot. Spotlight. Let's see. We did. Yeah, we did the microgram, gram, kilograms, the milliliters and the teaspoons and such, the cups, the quarts, the kg. Oh, I don't think we did like the feet and inches and such. So 1 feet or 1 foot, because feet is plural, foot is singular, is 12 inches. And then 1 inch is going to be 2.54 centimeters. Isn't the drop, 5? I don't know. You normally see the drops per minute. But if they ask you to convert, I have to Google that one because I don't know that one off the top of my head because I don't really use it a lot. Drops is how many milliliters equals milliliters. And it's the 1 drop is 0.05 mLs. How about that? All right. So that is how I would suggest that you study your conversions to memorize that, because once you memorize your conversions, especially with dimensional, it gets easier. Like you just put them together. Okay. Can you show a conversion of a pound and ounce together? I have one of those on my channel, Ching the Trucker, because I don't know if I got one of those questions queued up, but there is an example on my YouTube channel. Okay, I think it's under like the basics playlist. It's the same name as here, a blessed RN. All right, speaking of drops per minute, here we go. So remember, I said that I do have a course that you can take for IV flow rate, weight base, and drops per minute on my site. And it's got video breakdown, you got practice questions, you have quizzes, and you have the step-by-step written guide as well. So if that is your trouble area, then that is available for the taking, and you have access to it for 30 days. And then you can print out your questions and your step-by-step study guides. Okay. All right. All right. Boom. Drug B. 1.5 grams ordered IV piggyback in 500 mLs every 8 hours over 4 hours. The IV tubing has a drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter. What will the nurse set as the rate in drops per minute? Okay, we've read the problem. What is this asking us to find? Nisha said it's clicking and I got her feeling like a new woman. Okay then, Aretha. I'm glad it's helping y'all out, man. And thank you, Leah, for the rose. I didn't see when it popped up, but I appreciate it. Gifts are not required, but they are greatly appreciated. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you referring me to your cohort. I appreciate you subscribing and liking and engaging in my content. So I appreciate it. Okay, so what is this asking for us to find, y'all? What is the goal? What is the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? The goal is drops per minute, right? So goal. Drops per minute. Whoop, slide that back. So with any IV problem, what we're going to be looking for is the volume that needs to go into the patient. So volume is what? Milliliter or liter, right? So the total volume over the infusion time. So remember what we said the frequency was? The frequency is how often you would give a dose in a day, right? And it had every in front of it, right? You remember I said that, right? So what is our total volume that needs to go in? Because that's what we're looking for. Volume. What is the total volume? And I repeat a lot because I want you to get it. So volume is going to be 500 milliliters, right? Okay. So we've got 2 times on here, right? We got 8 hours and we've got 4 hours. So which one do we use, Nursey? Didn't I tell you that the frequency had every in front of it? That's not what we're going to use right here. You see where it says over 4 hours? It literally tells you to put it over 4 hours, okay? You want to also look for wordage or verbiage such as to infuse or to be given over. To infuse in, okay? So that's why we have 500 milliliters to go over 4 hours. Now, what about that 1.5 grams? Okay, so let's look at the goal. Isn't the goal asking for volume over time? Is it asking for a gram? Is it asking for a milligram? Is it asking for a microgram? Is it asking for anything else besides volume? No, it's not. Learn how to use your goal to weed out the fluff. Your goal is your direction, okay? That's your compass. That's going to help you a lot, even if you don't know what the heck this is talking about, because a lot of people didn't have like medical background before you got into nursing, right? So some of this stuff is like, what the heck are you talking about? Use your goal to help you weed through it. So now we've got a drop factor. A drop factor is just how many drops in that drip chamber deliver 1 milliliter of fluid, okay? You need that for your gravity problems. So if I'm looking for drops, I always start with what I'm looking for, drops. So this right here, 15 drops over milliliter, okay? Milliliter at the bottom, I need milliliter at the top. 500 ml over 4 hours. My milliliters crosses out, and now I've got drops on the top, but I've got hours on the bottom. I need minutes. So the last step that I'm going to do is do my conversion from hour to minute. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Hours crosses out, and now I have drops per minute. Okay? So now we can do the math. 15 times 500 divided by 4 divided by 60 equals 31.25. And because you cannot divide a drop, we're going to round this to the nearest whole number. So our answer will be 31 drops per minute. Does this make sense? Okay. Okay. If you liking this session so far, give me some double taps. Hey, double tap, double tap, double tap, tap, tap. Tap it up. Tap, tap, tap it up. Ooh, safe dose. Okay, somebody asked me, could I do a safe dose? Let's look at it. Alright. I always forget the 60 minutes. Use your goal. If it's not part of the goal, if it doesn't look like the picture on the puzzle box, you're not done yet. I don't have one with half-life. This is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have one with half-life. Okay, so Pete, safe dose. Y'all don't be scared of these little children, okay? They're intimidating, but we're not going to be scared of these little children. A provider has ordered a medication to be given by mouth to a client who weighs 25 pounds. The medication reference states that the safe dosage range is 2.5 to 6 milligrams per kilogram per day in divided doses every 6 to 8 hours. What is the maximum safe dose the nurse should expect to administer per day? Okay, so this is asking us to figure out how much can they receive in a day. What is the most that they can safely, excuse me, I had a hiccup, that they can safely get in a day. Okay, so in these problems, what you're looking for is the range on most times. This one is just asking for the max. So we know that they have a lower limit and an upper limit. So we need to figure out the most, which is going to be 6 milligrams per kilogram per day. All right. So our goal is how many milligrams in the day that they can receive. All right. So this part right here is just telling you that it can't be given all at one time. It just has to be divided into doses, either 4 doses or 3, depending on what is ordered, okay? Since we're looking for the amount per day, this is a frequency, right? Because you see every, we don't need it, okay? All right. All right. So we have 6 milligrams per kilogram per day. That is the most that they can receive. Our patient weight is in pounds, right? So I have kg is 2.2 pounds. Like I said, I don't like taking these extra steps before I put my stuff in my equation. I just like using the information that is given to me. Okay, and it'll work it out by itself. The math is gonna math as long as you set the units up right and cross them out. Okay, so then we got pounds that's gone, and now you have milligram per day. That's it. So 6 times 25 divided by 2.2 equals 68.18 milligrams per day. That is the max amount that they can receive. Somebody was up there cutting up. You got 68. Good job. Okay. Now this is one where the puzzle pieces is really gonna test you. Okay. But remember, you can do this because we can put together puzzles and we know things. We know how to read, write, and arithmetic, so we can put together a puzzle. Okay. A patient weighs 175 pounds and they're receiving IV medication infusing at 35 milliliters per hour. The medicine is provided in the concentration of 400 milligrams per 250 mLs. How many micrograms per kilogram per minute is the patient receiving? Okay, show of hands or show of ones. If you think that you can solve this problem, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think that you can solve this problem, put a 2 in the chat. Oh, Ching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Somebody put a 1.5. Well, half, one half. Oh, can we do it first? Yeah, I'm just trying to see how we feel. The confidence level, okay? So what is I'm working on the workbook. I have the course for the IV drip that's on there. I do one-on-one sessions. My workbook is coming along. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it out there, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Run me my money. Run me my money. I love that name. Okay, so listen. What is our goal? Reading it makes me want to throw my hands, but with your steps, I think I can. All right, Ashley, let's do it. So the goal is this microgram per kilogram per minute, right? So we know that the microgram is going to be on the top, the kilogram and the minute is going to be on the bottom. And hey, y'all see how like I write the puzzle pieces out on the side? Try that, because when you have paragraph long stuff like this and it's like a lot of information in there, it'll help you see what you have to work with, your actual pieces, instead of going back and forth trying to go in the problem and see what you need to do next. Okay, all right, so boom, our puzzle pieces. I know I got a 175-pound patient. Okay, the IV is going at a rate of 35 milliliters per hour. And then the medicine comes as 400 milligrams per 250 ml. Okay, so if I am looking for microgram, what am I going to start with? Yes, Catherine, it is most certainly dimensional analysis, especially for this type, because I can show you how to do it mathematically without dimensional. You can be like, give me the puzzles. All right. So if I am looking for micrograms, I'm going to start with micrograms. I always start with what I'm looking for. If I start with what I'm looking for, I don't have to go and find it. Okay. So that's the first thing that's on the top. It's going to be first and on the top. I don't have micrograms though. I have milligrams, but I know I can do a conversion. So I know that 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. Okay, so now I could put my milligrams on top. So 400 milligrams is 250 ml. My milligrams crosses out. Now I've got milliliter on the bottom. Okay, so 35 ml per hour. All right. So let's check what our goal is. We got micrograms already, but now we've got hour on the bottom and we need minute. So that means we need to do a conversion, right? So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So my hour crosses out. All right. So that's the second goal. All right. And then the third, and we've used these two. The third part is the kgs that's at the bottom. My patient's weight is in pounds, right? But I know I have a conversion. So if I want the kilograms to go on the bottom, I'm going to put the kilograms on the bottom because that's where the goal tells you to put it. Okay. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Okay. So now I've got kgs at the bottom, but I need to get rid of my pounds at the top. Don't I have a puzzle piece with pounds in it? Yeah, I do. So I'll do 175 pounds right here at the bottom so that my pounds crosses out, and I'll just put my 1 at the top this time because we needed the weight to be at the bottom. And that is how you would do your puzzle pieces to solve this one. All right, all right. So we'll do 1,000 times 400 times 35 times 2.2 divided by 250 divided by 60 divided by 175. I got 11.73. Is that what y'all got? Oh my God. I tried this on my own and I just couldn't understand it. Thank you for showing. Ah, you're welcome. Key Capri. So this is what I got. What if this asks us to round to the nearest tenth? What do we round to the nearest tenth? What would our answer be? Thank you, Miss Deborah, for the flowers. I appreciate it. 11.7 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Does this make sense how we use the puzzle pieces to do dimensional analysis? So we started out with doing metric conversions if you were here earlier in the live, and we did it the same way. The only problem that we didn't do with dimensional analysis was your pediatric fluid volume maintenance because it's different. It has a special formula for it. But that's like one of the three that you cannot use. But everything else, you see, we've been doing the same way. The same way. The same way. And not even having to think about it. Just seeing what the goal is asking you to solve for. What are your puzzle pieces? Start with what you're looking for. Lining everything else up and crossing it out until you get what the goal tells you to do. Does this make sense? Does anybody have questions about this problem before I go on to the next? And thank y'all for the follows. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and you can review the replay. It will be available after we get done studying tonight. Well, this evening. It finally feels like it's clicking in my brain. You're welcome, Gabriella. I'm glad. That light bulb moment is great. When it comes on, oh, it shines bright. Yeah, makes so much sense. That's another microgram per kilogram per minute one. Let's do IV completion time. She said, oh, I will be reviewing this. Yeah, thanks. You got it right. Okay, 11.7. Exactly. Yep, make sure y'all go and review and there are other replays. Did I get on early? I did. This week is a wedding. There's a wedding. Meet me at the altar. Yeah, so I gotta go to Atlanta on Wednesday and Thursday for the wedding. So I won't be on. So I came on because I got a lot of stuff to do for it too. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I got some study time in with y'all. So 1,000 mLs infusion of normal saline is started at 9:05 at the rate of 125 milliliters per hour. The order ring prescriber instructs the nurse to add 125 milligrams of Med C to the IV fluid when the fluid volume is at 250. At what time should the nurse add Med C to the IV? Not me over here thinking desire over half is the same as dimensional. No, desire over half is not the same as dimensional. It could never. It could never. I want to do nursing. Do I have to you don't have to memorize the whole metric table, but you do have to know your conversions. But once you got it, it's not difficult. It seems like a lot unless you break it down. All right, so boom. What's happening here? So you got an IV infusion going, right? And they want you to add Med C like when it gets down to 250, right? So how are we going to do this? 1,000 mLs infusion of normal saline. It started at 9 o'clock and it's going at 125 milliliters per hour. All right. And they want you to add some medicine when it gets down to 250. Okay. So how long is it going to take for 1,000 mLs to get to 250? That's what we need to find out, right? You look, y'all got quiet on me. I pulled this one up and there's nobody else say anything back. All right. So we know that this is going down. So we need for what? 1,000 milliliters to go down to 250, right? So that's 750 milliliters has got to go. So how long will it take for 750 milliliters to go? All right. So our goal would be hours. When it asks you about time, your unit of measure is going to be hours. Okay. All right. So if we have 125 milliliters per hour, and we need to know what the time will be after 750 mLs is infused. We're going to start with hour, okay? So, hour, 125 times 750 mLs. Uh-oh, I didn't write my mLs, sorry. I went to go cross them out and they weren't there. So, 750 divided by 125 is 6 hours, right? So if you started at 9:05 and you added 6 hours, what's 9 plus 6? 15:05? That would be the time that you would add mid-C to it. Does that make sense? This was a little different, but we still use dimensional to figure it out. 1,000 milliliters takes 8 hours. 250 is 2 hours less. So you could do that, Claudia, Viola Noble. You're a math person. You're a mathy like me. That's how I would have did it when I was in school, because I didn't like dimensional analysis. You're welcome. Why 750? Okay, so if you've got 1,000 milliliters, okay, and the doctor wants you to wait until it's 250 to add something to it, you take 1,000 minus your 250, and that means that 750 milliliters has to infuse. So you're trying to see what time, yeah, that you have to add the rest of the medicine to the bag. And they ask you some crazy stuff like this sometimes. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Let's break that down. We did BSA, military time, dilution. Let's see. That's what we did. We did that. 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 We just did this one. All right, one more, and then I've got to go and do some things. But don't worry, there is a channel that you can go to on YouTube, A Blessed RN, and it has all types of videos broken down, questions. You can view the replay, yeah, and the replays from the previous sessions. You can go to this site right here with resources at the end. Put your email address in and you can get everything that I upload as far as practice questions, quizzes, step-by-step guides, and you can print them out for the free, okay? And then if you are having problems with IV drip rate, flow rate, and weight-based IV questions, there is a course that you can take self-guided with videos and step-by-step guide and questions and quizzes. All right, so yeah, that's that. Passing, man, I'm telling you, we're defeating dosage all 2024. Puzzle pieces and cookies. All right, so a patient is receiving an IV infusion of 500 mLs of D5W at 75 milliliters per hour. The infusion was started at 10:30. What time will the infusion be completed? Okay, so again, if we have a question that is asking time, we're going to be looking for the unit of measure of time, which is going to be hours, okay? Why not hours and minutes? Well, when we get an answer, if we have an answer with a decimal in it, the whole number is going to be your hours. The numbers behind the decimal is going to be your minutes. And you behind the decimal and multiplying it by 60. Okay? All right, so what do we have? What are our puzzle pieces? 500 ml, okay? And it's going at 75 milliliters per hour, okay? So if we're looking for hour, what do we start with? We start with the hour. So that's this puzzle piece right here, and I put my hour on the top because that's what I'm looking for. Now everything else has to cross out. So I've got milliliter at the bottom. I'm going to use this puzzle piece because it has milliliters in it, and I'm going to put it at the top. And then my milliliters cross out, and so now I can do the math. So 500 divided by 75, not 76, is going to be 6.6 repeating, right? Okay, so remember, I said this part is the hour part. This part is the minutes part. So in order to find out what 0.6666 minutes is, I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it by 60. Okay, so 0.66 multiplied by 60 because there are 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, so 0.66 times 60 is 39.6. So I'm going to say that's 40 minutes. Okay, so it takes 6 hours and 40 minutes for this to complete. All right, so if we started at 10:30, okay, and we added 6 hours and 40 minutes to it, wouldn't it look like this? If you're not used to like adding your time and carrying the one, okay? So when you have like those times that's like over 30 minutes, either with the time starting or the time that you have to add it to, I'm going to borrow time, okay? So in order to get to 11 o'clock, I'm just going to add 30 minutes to it, okay? So I'm going to add 30 minutes. So this side is going to be the minute side, and this side is going to be the hour side, right? So I'm borrowing 30 minutes from my total infusion time. So I'll still have 6 hours and 10 minutes left, okay? But I'm just adding this over here so I can make it to the next whole hour. So now when I add 6 minutes and 6 hours and 10 minutes over here, because remember this the minute side and that's the hour side, it would be 10, and then 11 plus 6 is 17. So my end time will be 17:10. What y'all think? This was hard. It was different. It was different. But we still did it the same way. We just had to add the time. It was different. But you see, you had the goal. The goal was how long, right? So time. So that's why we used hour. That's what we were looking for. We got the flow rate and we got the total volume. So you found out how long it took to get that to go in. So you ended up with a fraction, or not a fraction, a decimal, sorry. And so you took the numbers behind the decimal and you multiplied it by 60 in order to find the exact minutes. So you had 6 hours and 40 minutes that you added to your start time. I've been struggling with math, and I don't get a tutor until this week, and your page comes up. Oh, I'm glad the For You page did its job. Thank y'all for liking the live. Thank you for sharing it and getting my content out into other nursing students, because this don't need to be your downfall. We got too much other stuff to study. Mental health, peds, med-surg, critical nursing, yeah, all of that. This part doesn't need to be your downfall. So what y'all thought about the live? Y'all like it? Fundamentals, yeah. You're welcome. So it'll probably be next Sunday, unless I get some time, which I don't know, to come back on because like I said, I'll be out of town this Wednesday for my sister-in-law's wedding. Um yeah, but I do have my channel on YouTube that has problems like this broken down. So I got playlists. So even if dimensional analysis is not your thing, I have a playlist with ratio and proportion and desired over half. It's not as full as the dimensional list because I really heavily suggest you learn dimensional. A lot of times people like desired over half because it's easier to do, but then once it gets to the complex problems, you're lost. Whereas if you start with the puzzle pieces in dimensional from the beginning, you don't have to relearn how to do a totally different method. Okay. Thank you for my YouTubers for tuning in and participating in the comments. I appreciate it. I am going to end this so y'all